Hello, I'm Eileen McHugh with the BBC News. The European Union has agreed to implement a price cap on Russian oil exports by sea in an attempt to starve Moscow of funds for its war against Ukraine. It settled on a cap of $60 a barrel after Poland, which wanted a lower price, withdrew its objections. This report from Danny Eberhard.
This breakthrough comes just days before an EU-wide embargo comes into force on seaborne imports of Russian crude. The new cap seeks to complement that. It's meant to affect such oil exports worldwide. Ukraine's Western allies plan to deny insurance to tankers delivering Russian oil to countries that do not stick to the price cap. The overall aim is to reduce revenues that fund Moscow's war in Ukraine while keeping oil supplies flowing on global markets. Russia has threatened to cut oil supplies to those who cap prices.
Britain's development minister has warned that Western aid to Ukraine must not come at the expense of humanitarian efforts in Africa. Andrew Mitchell was speaking on a visit to Somalia, where years of drought and continuing conflict have forced more than 1 million people to leave their homes. He said international coordination was crucial.
It's probably not money that is the key issue here. It's coordination and making sure that everyone else steps up to the plate alongside Britain to deliver for people here who, as I say, are in danger of dying in very large numbers if the international community doesn't react properly.
The World Health Organization says it's only able to help a tiny percentage of those in need in the Ethiopian region of Tigray, a month after a ceasefire was agreed. It said it did not have unfettered access to deliver medical aid. Tigrayan fighters have started to withdraw from front lines. Aid workers say Eritrean troops and Ethiopian regional militias are continuing to kill civilians in Tigray. Online safety campaigners say hate speech on Twitter has soared since Elon Musk's takeover. A report by the Centre for Countering Digital Hate found there were slurs against black people on average almost 4,000 times a day after his purchase. Anti-Semitic and anti-LGBT posts were also far more common. The Centre's Chief Executive Officer, Imran Ahmed, spoke to the BBC.
We saw a tripling, for example, in a slur used against black people. We also found that the engagement with posts in which slurs were made had increased substantially as well. So not just are these posts more frequent, they're also more visible. More people are reacting to them, whether it's with likes or retweets or replying to say, this is disgusting. But nevertheless, it appears that hate is becoming a major part of people's news feeds and experience on Twitter.
After the findings were announced, Elon Musk posted that views of hateful tweets were continuing to decline. BBC News. An Israeli border policeman has shot dead a Palestinian man in an incident in the occupied West Bank that was caught on video. Israeli border police say the Palestinian man had stabbed another officer. The video shows an Israeli policeman tussling with the Palestinian who tries to take his rifle. The policeman then pulls out a handgun and shoots him at close range. US-backed Kurdish militia fighting the Islamic State group in northern Syria have threatened to suspend operations because they are being attacked by Turkey. The BBC's security correspondent, Frank Gardner, says there's a danger the military situation could deteriorate, allowing IS cells to rebuild.
The military situation along Turkey's southern border with Syria and Iraq is tense, delicate and complicated. Turkey views the SDF as a terrorist organisation, whereas for the US, it's been an invaluable ally in containing IS and guarding some of its most violent jihadist prisoners in camps. The US Defense Secretary has warned Turkey against launching an operation against the Kurds, but Turkey blames them for a bombing in Istanbul last month, which killed 6 people. The Kurdish leadership denied any responsibility.
11 people convicted of the murder of the conservationist Wayne Lotter in Tanzania have been sentenced to death. Mr. Lotter was shot dead in 2017 in Dar es Salaam. His foundation, PAMS, worked to stop elephant poaching and the trafficking of ivory. Tanzania rarely carries out the death penalty and the sentences are likely to be commuted to life imprisonment. In football, Switzerland have become the final team to qualify for the last 16 of the World Cup in Qatar. They beat Serbia 3-2 to secure their place in the knockout stage. In the other game, 1-0, but it wasn't enough for the African side to progress in the tournament. The Brazilians had already qualified. BBC News.